Hey, good morning, everybody. Let's play a game. I want to call this Count the Tires on the Semi. See that truck in front of us pulling over? I want you to check out how many tires are on this rig. Pulling doubles, hauling big rocks. And he has a lot of rubber there. That's the first thing I always think of when I see these trucks go by. Sure feel sorry for the guy who has to pay that tire bill when it comes time to replace them tires. But as for us, we're heading up here to Groton, South Dakota. We're heading west on Highway 12 right now. Going to come into Groton and pick up a load of millet seed, heading to Pennsylvania to a mushroom farm. And here we are coming into Groton. A building there on the left with the yellow building with the bins by it. That's where we're going to pick our load up at. We're going to be loading up 19 skids of millet seed. That's 950 bags. And it's going to be right around 48,000 pounds all told, which is pretty much the max, close to the max that we can haul. And we'll just pull into the yard here and right into their building. We got a scale right in their driveway of their building. And we'll park it on that and scale in. Right inside the door there. You can kind of see the scale on the floor. You can kind of see the outline of it there. And big enough to park the truck on. And that's what we're going to do. Anyway, the reason they use millet seed for mushroom farms is when millet is damp, it releases some sort of enzyme that's important for mushrooms to grow. So here we are pulling out all loaded and heading back the way we came, heading out of Groton. But so this millet releases this enzyme that the mushrooms need, so they take it and mix it in with some compost or something and mix in the mushroom spores, straw, and I don't know what all else, mix it up into what they call a mash. And they keep it damp and in a dark place, and apparently that's the environment that mushrooms like to grow in. And that's why they use millet for mushrooms. They also use it for bird seed, but that's not where our load is destined for. Anyway, here we're coming out of Groton. You can see the landscape here, flat and flat, very flat. Not very many trees out here. Typical South Dakota farm land. And here we are the next morning. We made it home to Tomah, Wisconsin last night and slept at home. And we're just pulling out of the truck stop now. And see there's a load of Hummers there. There's always some sort of military loads in this truck stop because we're close to Fort McCoy. Over there, not very far from here, on the way to Sparta. And so there's always some sort of military stuff in this truck stop. A lot of times you see the military convoys come through here. And there's a truck just ahead of us there on the right. You can see parked along the edge of the parking lot. That's another long haul driver. That's the same company I work for. I've never seen this particular truck before, but he's got one of those great big custom sleepers on there with the shower and everything in there. I think that's maybe him there walking his dog. Like I say, I've never met him, but I've never had a chance to talk to him yet. Maybe someday. Those big trucks are nice, but they're awfully heavy. And there's a lot of loads you can't haul with that because, of course, we're limited to how heavy we can be totally. So on a load like I'm hauling today with this 48,000 pounds of millet, there'd be no way on earth he'd be able to haul that with that truck. Or he'd be overweight. Big time, so. Anyway, I'm going to jump out here and take another right, and that's going to put us right back on the freeway, heading east. And it's another beautiful day. I just love this winter so far. It's like 50-some degrees, sunny, dry, it's wonderful. And away we go, up the ramp. And this is what happens when I stop for fuel and don't shut the camera off. But you might like to see what the bottom side of my hood looks like. I opened it up so I can wash the windshield, check the oil, and whatever else, make sure everything's hunky-dory, and ready for the road. And now we're back rolling again. Full tank of fuel. And heading into Chicago right now. And traffic's moving really good. Last 2 times I've come through Chicago here with this camera on my dash. Things have gone really well through here, so I think you guys bring me good luck. Almost getting to the point where I don't mind driving through Chicago if it keeps up like this. It's kind of pretty with all the big buildings. Nice skyline there. And like I say, as long as I'm moving, I don't mind it at all. If all I'm doing is parked and looking at brake lights, I get a whole different feeling about it. And even right through here, this is where the bottleneck usually starts for this time of day. And you can see we're slowing down a little, but still moving. Not bad at all. And then now, we're in Indiana. If you look quick, you're going to see a Amish buggy on the left. But don't worry if you missed it, because there's going to be some more coming ahead here. That's why I'm showing you this clip, as we're coming into Amish country. We're heading east on Highway 20 across northern Indiana. There's going to be another buggy up there. You can see the flashing lights. Flashing warning lights on it. Right there. But there's a lot of Amish in this area. And there's always some buggies out on this road. I don't care what time of day you come through, middle of the night, you'll see at least a couple of buggies out here. There's another one there flashing. He's followed by another one. This one's got actual headlights on his. It's pretty fancy. But we're coming out of Middleton here, and there's a lot of places along here that build these camper trailers. In this area, so a lot of these Amish people work at these places building the campers, and there's a lot of them too that farm and stuff along here. But anyway, this seems to be a major area for them. I see a lot of them. And there's a fair amount of traffic on this road. It's a state highway. It's a little Most of it's all just 2-lane. It's a little wider in this spot by the traffic light, but it's going to go back to 2-lane. So we get a lot of traffic on this road because it runs parallel with the toll road, and a lot of the guys who don't like to pay the tolls, myself included, come down here and run this road instead. So consequently, there's a fair amount of traffic usually on this road and a lot of trucks. I can guarantee just about every truck on this road is simply on here to avoid paying the toll. And for that reason, I always feel a little sorry for the Amish people that have to drive their buggies down here on their shoulders, because they have to deal with a lot of extra traffic that they won't otherwise have. I know I wouldn't want to do it with a horse and buggy, but I guess they get used to that. And there on the left is a little farm that's a bed and breakfast there. Kind of a quaint little place. You can see the nice fences and stuff along here. They take care of their stuff. They always have neat little houses and barns, and most every place is really well maintained. So it's kind of a nice little drive through here. I enjoy it. And let's see if there's any more buggies in this mess. But like I said, you can see just get an idea just how much traffic there is on this road with the big semis. How would you like to have that buzzing past you with a horse and buggy? There's a horse and buggy there. And if the Amish aren't out here in their buggies, then they're out here on their bicycles. There's a lot of them that ride bike along here. They use regular bikes, and they use a lot of the recumbent bikes where they lean back in a reclining position on them. You see a lot of them along here. And like I say, it's a nice drive across here. So, kind of losing my light here, so I'll just let this run a little bit longer and shut it off and call it a day. So, I guess I'll be catching you next time. Sayonara.